Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
Hello and welcome to yet another Alpha X Pro Series. It is the Alpha Pro Series number 179 here between PSiArc and Starkiller. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rushy. I'm so excited to be casting this event with all of you. I'm joined here by my fellow colleague and co-caster in Black One. Black One, good morning to you.
Hi there. Today I'm wearing green, but usually I'm the black one.
I like how you tied that all in there with your name. We've got a great series set up and ready to go for you. It's going to be a ZvT between these two players. Very, very exciting stuff here. We're going to talk a little bit more about these two players as we get launched into our game. And I got to get audio going here. Oh my gosh, there we go. We're all set and ready to go. In between these two players. PSiArc, one of the more prominent Terran players in Japan right now. I believe the statistic that I was given was that he's the #1 Terran in Japan right now, Black One?
I think so as well. The last time I heard about a Japanese tournament, I heard PSiArc winning it, so chances are he is the best Terran in that country.
Yeah.
In that country.
Yeah, so we got ourselves a good series here, and like I said, we're gonna talk more about it here in just a moment. But for right now, we are gonna launch in to map number 1. It is going to be on Death Aura. We'll get the introductions fixed. I promise I'll fix the overlay. I promise. Spawning in the top left-hand corner, our Japanese Terran playing with the blue trunks. Give it up for PSiArc.
And spawning in the bottom right corner, the one who is killing the stars. It is the red Zerg Starkiller.
Pew, 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 pew. Do you remember what team he plays for? I just don't recognize that logo.
Me neither. Me neither.
I don't know, probably.
I wish I knew who had that cool dragon logo.
who would be in? Wait a minute. In that Beta Y or something? I can't remember.
Omega Z?
I like that one. That one's clever. Give me a hot second here, chat. Let me fix that overlay because I've been using. Oh, and I've got Into the Alpha X. I've got like all sorts of like terrible overlays going here. My goodness. There we go. All right, that's gonna work for now. Beautiful. Thank you so much for letting me fix that production on the fly here. Okay. So, yeah, PSiArc, one of the more prominent Terran players here in Japan. And Starkiller, of course, one of the North American favorites, making this a very fun matchup between these two players. We are playing on US West to meet these two in the middle. It was a pre-agreed upon position. So PSiArc is playing with a little bit of ping, but clearly not that big of an issue for him. But it's Terran, right, Black One? All you have to do is A move, right?
All you gotta do is stim. All I do is stim, no matter what.
I love it. Okay, it does look like it's going to be a 1-1-1 opener here. Second gas going down for PSiArc as well. So walk me through here because I'm learning a little bit more about my matchups here, Black One. What do you look for in those gas timings? We do have a second gas going down at the 2:30 mark. Is that just pretty standard opening? Does that lead you into any one build?
Okay, so you have 2 routes you can go as a Terran. From that position on, when you take the factory, you either take the gases and get your command center a little bit delayed, you get some earlier starport units, or you go for no second gas and get a quick third command center. In this game, PSiArc is looking to go for that really quick starport. I wonder if he's going to get some nice battle cruisers. I'd love to see that on that huge map. Anything else is just way too slow to get across. And Starkiller already getting the hive, and the scout is there for PSiArc.
Yeah, PSiArc's going to get on top of that with his Reaper. Then Starkiller, if you're not familiar with Starkiller's a bit of a cheesy player here. He does like to play really aggressive. There's a reason that he belongs on the North American server with the rest of us cheesy Zerg players. That quick lair is going to lead us more than likely into a roach timing, but it is going to be Spire on the back side of this, which could be a good choice here. We do already have that that Viking incoming off of the starport, but doesn't look like we're going to see a fusion core go down at this time. Stim pack already on the way for PSiArc.
Okay, so I'm liking the choice of a quick stim pack. I also like the choice of going for that Viking, just to clear out any vision the Zerg player could get with those overlords. And since he saw the layer, he's already thinking, okay, is it Nidus? Is it Spire? We know it's Spire, but for PSiArc in that position he was in, he was going for the safe route.
And so Hellion's going to come on in here and try and deal some damage. Now, PSiArc is going to swing down to the low base here, and he's going to notice the lack of a third base from Starkiller. This is got to be telling information that something weird is going to be happening. Only now Starkiller actually does rotate up to that top side. I'm starting to see more and more Zerg players take this top third base, a little bit more protected. A lot easier to get in top of that because there is only that one ramp where if you do go down to that low ground, there are a couple of different places that you can zip in and get damage done if you're the Terran player, but it is going to be 8 Mutalisk on the way.
So the 2-hatch Spire play is the choice for Starkiller. He is probably going up to 7 or 8 Mutalisks just because that number is the perfect amount to one-shot all the SCVs or kill Hellions.
Oh,
If
man.
you get them, why not take them?
Yeah, and I was going to say, Starkiller just immediately jumps on top of all of the Hellions here and it really just goes down for nothing. That push was rather flimsy, and behind that, Starkiller is just going to drone like crazy while he moves across the map.
Okay, but PSiArc already getting up those turrets is a nice thing for him. You are safe against those Mutalisks, and those Widow Mines I like as well.
Yeah, the Widow Mines are going to be a good call here. Trying to bait them into the front line there. Very good mine shots. Do connect with a good chunk of the army. It's going to cost them their lives, but yeah, I think that's going to take a lot of the teeth out of this push for Starkiller. He's going to have to back off and respect this, but he does see that the third base is incoming. So Starkiller getting the information that he needs, and he does back off. And behind this, he's been droning like a madman.
And he has to, because his upgrades are slightly later than the Terran's upgrades, his Baneling speed will be super delayed, so every little drone he can squeeze into right now is just worth a ton, since he won't be able to get any more as soon as the Terran starts pushing.
Yeah, and actually doubling down on this muta count here, getting all the way up to 9 mutas once again. So trying to replenish that count, like as you said, trying to be able to one-tap those SCVs and make the most out of that harassment, is going into Baneling speed and 1-1 melee behind this. So it is going to be largely Mutaling Bane, but PSiArc moving across the map here. Starkiller is going to have to prepare for this.
PSiArc still not stopping to produce those Mutalisks, and at this point I think he's going for the one-shot on the turrets.
Ooh. I don't hate that. I mean, he is able to get on top of that. And yeah, look at that. Able to take down those Widow Mines and already reducing that second Widow Mine to half damage. It takes so much of the push potential out of here. And PSiArc does jump onto the creep. Good scans going to take down a couple of the creep tumors while the Banelings do try to position. It's another 6 seconds before that Bane speed finishes, and Starkiller's going to want to wait as long as possible, but he's going to have to try and push that back a little bit. And now Baneling speed is allowed to finish here. Very patient play on those mines. Waits for those shots on the Banelings, and all of those Banelings do get connected upon.
Oh my god, all those Banelings got hit by that one Widow Mine, one Hero Mine, but it just doesn't matter. Too much Zerg at this point. and PSiArc will be pushed back, and I hope for his sake that he won't be losing all his medivacs, but it looks like he does. So a nice pickup for starkiller at that point in the game, because replacing any gas heavy unit like Mutalisks or for that point medivacs just really hurts your economy.
Yeah, and those medevacs are so important to be able to refresh and reload those reinforcements that are coming across the map. And this is going to be a big engagement here. Lots and lots of banelings that are not able to find those mines. So PSiArc in a bit of a pickle here as starkiller is going to jump into the main ramp here. One more mine is, again, going to be very patient. Not as good at connections here. The banelings are going to be allowed to roll on in. Those mines are not sealed down just yet, and they are still rather disconnected. starkiller doing a nice job of separating himself from those mines, and he actually gets into the third mineral line. 12 workers going down. starkiller's got to be happy with that kind of progress.
starkiller so close right there to killing all those widow mines with just 3 banelings and reducing the count to 2 widow mines. That would have been huge, but this way PSiArc still manages to survive. We'll see how long, because the infestation pit is already on the way.
And starkiller running out to that 5th base as well, just continuing to be more and more aggressive. He's been trading rather efficiently, all things considered. This Muta's going to pick up. Oh, that's a huge pickup. That was a medevac full of widow mines, and that is now mitigated. So PSiArc just unfortunately losing a little bit of advantage here, as these Mutas are going to just dive right on into the base.
I love the bunker right there. It just keeps away those Mutalisks and keeps you safe against any kind of run by. The downside to it is you have 4 less Marines, but if you can afford to have 4 less Marines shooting at the Zerg, why not do it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a relatively low cost for the advantage that you get here. starkiller going to jump on top of this bio army once again, and the widow mine's just unable to connect here. This one Thor's going to try and kill all these Mutas, the hero Thor, but he's no Tychus, unfortunately. He's going to have to back off and get picked away. And he's going to lose more medevacs on the back side of this. I mean, how many medevacs have been lost in this so far? 11 total. I mean, that's a ton of gas, Black One.
My Terran heart is bleeding right now, hearing those numbers. Oh, it's not something you want to have as a bio-Terran. If you're playing mech, losing those medivacs is no problem, because you have all your forces on the ground, your tanks, your Hellbats, your Thor. But losing those, that really sucks.
And yeah, this is going to be a bad situation here for PSiArc, getting caught out on the map with all of his units. Everything's just going to come piling on in here. So much of this is just going to fall and wither away. There's just not a whole lot here for PSiArc to anchor this down. But for the most part, I mean, he is able to stabilize on that 4th base location, rather, excuse me. And starkiller does have to go home. Look at his bank, though. 1,500 minerals, tons of gas. He's going to throw down an Ultralisk Cavern, and that's the kind of stability that he's looking for in this army. He's going to put down 2? He's going to rush out the upgrades. Oh, what a madman.
Oh my god, I was already like, okay, maybe he forgot about the first one and built a second one, but they are so close in their timing that I don't think he really forgot about it, and he's just looking to actually get those upgrades really fast.
So I'm actually seeing this a lot from a lot of players, especially in the BJ Destruction League that just happened earlier this morning. I'm seeing a lot of Zerg players, specifically for like Lurker Tech, dropping 2 Lurker Dens at the same time as the Hive starts to go down. And that speeds up the amount of time that it takes to get your Lurkers fully functional and mobile on the map by a significant amount. I mean, it's almost like 70 seconds. So yes, you're spending a little extra on resources to get those structures up and running, but it gives you so much more push potential, potentially when you're trying to time out against your opponents. So I absolutely love this. And only one of those structures actually researching right now. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see what's happening here. But Adrenal Gland's about to finish up, +3 as well. Coming down. Oh, he actually canceled one. So maybe that was a bug, not a feature. Oh, bummer.
Oh,
We got
I'm
all excited
sad.
here.
I'm sad. I would have loved to see him get those. Well, either way, those Ultralisks are going to be great in defending all of the bases that Starkiller has. Meanwhile, he can just harass with those Mutalisks, and I can tell you something. Mutalisks in your main base, or natural, or third base for that matter, is not something you're looking for, but neither is drops at your 5th.
Ooh, and this is not a great engagement here by Starkiller. PSiArc getting some great damage potential down on all of these drops. As you said, the main army is going to be able to clean this up, but it comes at the cost of so much economic damage here. A 5th base goes down, a 6th base goes down, 12 workers behind this. Starkiller does have a base going down here at the Rich Vespine gas location, but his Zergling attack across the map got absolutely nothing accomplished. So if PSiArc needed anything to get back into the series, he absolutely got what he was looking for.
Yeah, PSiArc in a really good spot right now. I wasn't feeling it before because Starkiller was just so on point in defending all those locations he had and keeping the pressure on PSiArc. But now PSiArc is really putting up the pressure on Starkiller. I really like the base at the Rich Vespine guys here. Though for Starkiller, getting those 2 Rich Vespine guys will really boost up his Mutalisk, Baneling, and Ultralisk production.
And we do have a fusion core coming down here. More than likely, it's not going to be a battle cruiser transition right away, but more over those Liberator upgrades, as we do have 2 Liberators coming out at a time for PSiArc, trying to be able to find something to deal with those Ultralisk, and now going to be able to siege up on some of those positions. Also picking up the ship weapon upgrade +1. This base is going to have to be lifted. Oh, Mutas! Excuse me, Mutas! Okay, there we go. They were being a little lazy there. I'm like, my Zerg brain kicked in for a brief moment. I'm like trying to box those Mutas, like, get over there!
Get over here! Those Mutalisks did get the base, and some Banelings did roll into the mineral line of PSiArc to get some damage done, but now the Mutalisks are fighting Marines, and that's not something Starkiller wants to do right there.
Oh, and those are not units that he really wants to try and replace when he's dumping so much gas into his ultra production. I mean, he's got 1,000 gas. He could make 10 more mutas, but deciding to get into corruptors, wants something to be able to trade a little bit more effectively with those liberators, as more marauders get added into the mix here.
I'm really looking forward to see those Vespine gas counts going up as soon as the gases on that Rich Vespine geyser base are being taken. Yet they have not been touched.
Starkiller is kind of in a dangerous position here. It's a good choke for PSiArc. PSiArc really working down this base. The Banelings do finally roll forward here. Where are the corruptors?
Doing so much work as well.
Oh, and the transfer of the workers gonna get on top of that. Oh, he's just gonna toss away all those workers for free. So much damage there. There still really isn't a whole. Oh, there are the corruptors. Okay, corruptors actually do clean up all of the Liberators. That's a fantastic engagement for Starkiller. Look at that supply difference here, 159 to 104. That was the engagement he was looking for. He just had to be really patient.
Yeah, he just had so much stuff, and if you're not Maru right there, you're just going to get smacked by those Ultralisks.
Now we finally see the advanced Liberator range coming into it. It's advanced ballistics, I believe is the name of that. We are seeing bases flying out of the main. So Natural Orbital is currently working on trying to get to that 4th base location. Of course, Starkiller has shut down the position here on the 9 o'clock side of the map because he wants this base, but we're not seeing the gas extractor go down just yet. So no Rich Vespine for us yet, Black One.
I want to see that 30,000 Mutalisk switch later on in the match.
Well, he's going to save that gas right now for a whole bunch of Banelings. Oh, this base actually dangerously low. That base is going to fall. that's more economic damage for Starkiller. That I mean, he's still on 5 bases, I guess, but I mean, this base is under fire now, so this base is going to go down. That's actually huge damage for PSiArc. Man, he's really pulling out all the stops here.
Yeah, while Starkiller is only on 2 bases, effectively mining, Starkiller is also denying this base for PSiArc. I don't even keep count of all the command centers and bases that have been killed in this match.
Let's see what we got here. At 4 command centers, 5 hatcheries going down. And in fact, actually, units lost is actually rather close to each other. Okay, Corruptor's going to be able to pick off these medevacs, but the Greater Spire goes down. Okay, so that means there are no more Corruptors in production right now. I think Starkiller has what he needs. I mean, really, he's only 9 away from a supply cap anyways, and at this point, probably just going to be Zergling and Ultralisk production. I think Starkiller has enough. He just needs to push across the map and end this.
I love what he's doing, by the way. Burrowing those Zerglings at those bases, checking if there's an expansion coming up. Burrowing Banelings everywhere on the map, especially on those choke points. I love it. It's such a smart play. Do that if you're a Zerg player.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Walk into it.
Let's go.
Do it now. Do it now.
Oh, got just one of them.
Oh no.
We got what we wanted, but it was super underwhelming. And yeah, Starkiller just going to rotate up here on the top side. Seeing that PSiArc has moved, he can afford to throw away that base. If he's able to pick off this planetary fortress, that's effectively going to clean up most of the mining that PSiArc has. So it's just a small bio force on the backside. Starkiller going to try and kill as much production as possible and then just go back home and deal with the push. And I think Starko is going to be in a great place for game number 1.
Yeah, he is looking really good right here. And you've been telling me he'd go for some cheesy play, but he went for a pretty macro-oriented game after all. Now, I'm a little disappointed.
Oh, but that's the beauty of a best of 9 here, Black One, is we're going to probably see a lot of different games out of these 2 opponents. 27 workers going down for PSiArc. I mean, this is all but taken care of. The drop has been cleaned up on Starkiller's side of the map, and GG is called. Starkiller with a commanding game number 1, showing us he can do both. He is capable of pulling out those macro games. So GG.
He really just outmaneuvered PSiArc in this match. His army movement was so on point. Every time PSiArc tried to go on the map, he was just on him immediately. Yet PSiArc did get some jabs in, so I'm really looking forward to the next few games because PSiArc might surprise us in those.
Yeah, I think we are definitely in for a bit of a treat here. These 2 players are going to be playing very well. It seems that they are evenly matched and in a good position. So we are going to go to Everdream for game. Oh, thank you. We're going to go into game number 2. Sorry, I had to get one last setting, make sure that our players avoid showing their match history. We don't want to reveal all of their gameplays. It's not like these games are going to be streamed live on like a streaming service or something. So, what? Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, sorry. I'll just toss that one away here. We do have a Matcherino code for this event. If you take a look at the top of the chat, check out that Matcherino link. Code APS179 gives you the option to add 50 cents to our prize pool. And for these players who are playing their hearts out, I think it's a great opportunity for you to support StarCraft 2 and not have a huge monetary impact on your own account. So if you want to toss in more yourself, you're more than welcome to do so. But we are going to jump in to map number 2 here. It's going to be on Everdream, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. Our red Zerg player up 1-0, playing for the home team, Alpha X. Give it up for Starkiller.
And spawning in the top right corner on the map Everdream, it's the blue Terran player looking to bring it back to a 1-1. It is PSiArc.
think anytime I hear like the word Psy at the beginning of a name, I just immediately like my brain goes to Storm Gaming. So I keep wanting to think like, oh yeah, he plays for Storm Gaming. He's got the word Psy in there, but
He has to.
yeah, it's like KJ, hook this guy up or something. I mean, this seems like a match made in heaven.
I agree. Yet, whenever I heard the name Psy, I think of the Gangnam Style.
Oh, I see. I never got
Pop
into
culture.
I never got into Gundam. A lot of, I'd say I consumed a fair amount of anime in my life, but never got into Gundam.
Gundam, me neither. I've been following Sky on Twitter, and she has been posting a lot of pictures of her Gundam collection,
Ooh,
and it's really cool. And it's actually pretty huge in Korea as well. Like, there are so many shops where you can just go and build them yourself that it's actually amazing.
No, that's cool. I see. I've never gotten into like the building collectibles and stuff like that, but I always have like a massive respect for the people that do, because usually those collections are super robust. Like you show up at somebody's place and they've got like a whole room dedicated to it. They usually undersell. It's like, oh yeah, like whatever, I've got like 2 or 3, like no big deal. Then you walk in
2 or 3.
and they turn on the light and there's like spotlights on their prized possessions, and it's all beautiful. It's like, it's just usually amazing. So
They
always a
turn
fun
on the
experience.
light and it's like the Matrix scene where all the guns are shown.
Think like National Treasure as well. Like you turn on the lights, goom, 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 and just goes into this long, dark hallway. Yeah, I know. I've been meaning to add more to the collection. Not really impressed with the number. So, and you're sitting there just like jaw hitting the floor, like what? It's crazy.
But I second the opinion of being really impressed by those people, because I have tried to build like small model cars or something, and my hands are just way too bad. Oh, no.
I get what
It's
you're
just
saying.
Straight up bad.
I get what you're saying. I'm kind of in the same boat. I always get like really like anxious is the wrong word, but like if I have to hand write a note or something, like my hand will start to cramp and it's like, no, this is terrible. And then there's people out there with like a paintbrush the size of like a micrometer, and they're painting this intricate design on something that's less than 2 centimeters tall. And I'm like, how do you do it? How do you do that? Like, that's so crazy.
We have the same hands. They look the same. Why can't I do the same?
So are you telling me that we could do the same thing if I wasn't such a wimp? What? That's crazy. So we've been talking a lot of non-StarCraft here, folks, but that's just because this has been a normal opening game, a typical barracks expand for PSiArc, and Starkiller opting to go into that 2-base play once again. He is going to pick up that early lair, not quite as early as in game number 1. Behind this, it is going to be roaches, so more than likely we are going to see a bit of a roach timing attack, as 1-1 is already on the way. And Stimpack is on the way as well. So if you're a Terran player, Black One, well, you are. But if you see this lack of a third base at the 4-minute, 30-second mark, what's going through your mind?
I'll probably build something in my main, like a supply depot at the far left, to see if there's any Nidus Swarm coming in. I'll probably build a bunker at my natural and start the tank production. We don't see neither of it yet. PSiArc just scouted the roaches and he sees the layers, so I'm expecting him to go for both.
Well, he is holding down the fort at the front right now. I mean, this Liberator's got 5 kills. That's being an incredible pest right now, delaying a little bit of the economic timing of this push. I mean, still no third base. It's only now going to be queued up and on a position. But these roaches are just basically going to march across the map. What's kind of in the production here for PSiArc? He is getting Marauders, so that will be able to help with that. Combat Shield on the way as well. But right now, I mean, only Hellions? Only Hellions not going to be a good defense against roach-based army.
Depends if you have a armor shredding missile with your Raven or you don't. Well, PSiArc does not have that, so I'm worried for those Hellions because they are just going to be eaten up by roaches.
Yeah, we are going to see that third base float out onto site, and that's actually, I don't like that for Starkiller. I mean, anytime your Terran opponent is able to get a third base before you even have one on the map, that's a tough situation. But Starkiller building a lot of drones behind it. He does have double saturation at his natural, so he will be able to transfer workers almost immediately. So he'll mitigate a little bit of that damage. He's got Hydras incoming as well. 2-2 on the way. It looks like he's going to commit into that Roach Hydra army against a largely bio tank force of PSiArc.
I love this style by Starkiller, especially the upgrades. He's going to have 2-2 when PSiArc only has 1-1. It's amazing. It's just like, how are you going to deal with this as a Terran? You can't fight the army heads on, so you need to go for a lot of drop harass or harassment overall. He's already going for those Stim Marines at the third base. The Hellions are trying to get into the main, and well, he sees the third base now. I guess that's a good thing for PSiArc.
Does Starkiller know? Starkiller hasn't seen the third base of his opponent just yet. I think now, I think that gas is in vision. Oh no, not quite. So it doesn't quite have a vision of that third base yet, but it seems like he's playing in such a way that he would know of its existence. That 2-2, yeah, as you already stated, very important for the Zerg player. I feel like you almost have to have that upgrade disparity just to be able to engage on top of these Marines, because Stim Marines in large quantities can be very, very deadly against a Roach army. The Hydras will help make that a little bit easier to hold, seeing as they can engage on top of the medevacs, deal a little bit more damage, force those Marines to dive in a little bit further. And the further and further those Marines have to go in, makes it a little bit better for Starkiller, but it's definitely going to be helpful to have that 2-2 already done as he gets ready to move out to a fourth and begin a push.
Okay, so I would have loved to see Starkiller go for a 2-2 timing, because his 2-2 is just so much faster than PSiArc's. I also would have loved to see him throw down the infestation pit to get those lurkers, or at least a hive for 3-3 out. He did not get the infestation pit yet, so his 3-3 is going to be delayed by a good amount, and PSiArc gets the chance to catch up in upgrades.
And here comes that split pushing you were talking about. Liberator going to swing around the bottom side, try and draw Starkiller up and away. It doesn't look like he's going to fall for it right now. That Queen going to be able to zone everything out. But here comes the main event here. Jumping onto creep. All the Hydras pull forward here. Actually getting some good pickoffs on Marines. Anytime you can pick off Marines for free, oh, I mean, Starkiller will take that.
50 minerals are 50 minerals.
Yeah.
I'm not a Zerg, but I'll take 50 minerals.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, here comes that timing once again. Where are all the roaches? I think the roaches all got morphed into Ravagers here. So he's going to just dive on top of this. This is not a great place for Starkiller to try and engage, and he does realize that. He does back up just a little bit, picks off a few more of those Marines. And is he able to rotate? Well, not really. I mean, it's a great wall here at the third base. Two tanks will be able to anchor this down. He's going to try and get a little bit of damage, but Starkiller needs to be careful that he doesn't get pinned.
Oh my god, PSiArc, you can't engage that army. Your position is safe. Don't throw away your army. Don't throw away any important tech units like your medivacs or your tanks. Just play it safe. You are in a good game, because Hydras and Roaches will just not do as well against bio forces with tank support.
Ooh, advanced ballistics coming in now for PSiArc as he wants to get into a little bit more of a siege position. Going to move into a more tactical, methodical Terran style approach. And he's just going to run on in with all of these Hydras tanks. What are tanks? Those are just going to get jumped upon. And that concave absolutely seals the deal here for Starkiller. The bio is going to finally show up, but it's going to come at the cost of his fourth base, maybe? It just gets away. The repairs were just enough to push that off, and all the bio is going to clean up Starkiller. Starkiller takes a huge risk, and it doesn't pay off.
No, it definitely didn't pay off. He just walked into the tank fire. At the beginning, I was like, oh my god, he's getting all those tanks for free. But now, PSiArc is turning the tables around, and he's getting a base, which Starkiller was not able to kill, and he's getting a bunch of drones as well. Starkiller down by 40 supply. That's not something you want to be in. That's not a situation you want to be in as the Zerg player.
Especially not when you don't have the production behind this to be able to recover. He does have the mining, but it just doesn't really have the units or the larva to make this happen. Vipers are going to be added into the mix, but it's going to be, I think, too little too late. The only Hydra composition of this army is slowly starting to turn on him.
Yeah, I'd love to see some Banelings or something to soak the damage for the Hydralisks, because Hydralisks do have a lot of DPS if you let them shoot, but if they have to engage straight up, they just lose, and they don't lose very nicely.
PSiArc is going to gonna flex his supply count here a little bit, 199 to 139. He splits off and takes 2 medevacs full of units into the main. That is going to effectively shut down the production that's happening here for Starkiller. Starkiller just running on fumes right now, having to pull some valuable units over to the main, but he doesn't pull enough. This Bioforce is just going to continue to deal more and more damage, and that is going to empower the main army here to jump forward. He's going to get on top of all of these Hydras. The Vipers are not going to be enough. This base is going to fall, and Starkiller is starting to be not as dominant in this game number 2.
Well, the tables have turned. You were the Starkiller in the last game, now you are the star being killed. PSiArc now pushing into this location at the natural. I don't think he can quite break him because Hydralisks and Vipers are just really good at defending all of it. But there's the second wave of reinforcements coming in for PSiArc, and that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is the army that you just divide. You split one right here. Oh, I guess I'm still zoomed in. You split one right there, one right there, one right there, and you just A move. No memes required. You just stem forward here. And I think that's exactly what he's going to try and do here. Viper's going to do their best to pull the Liberators out of position. But once again, there's just nothing to deal with the Bioforce. There's a couple of good blinding clouds. Again, make that a little bit better, but it only delays the push by just a couple of seconds. And this base is going to fall, and with that, I think is going to go Starkiller's chances here in game number 2.
Yeah, on the other side, we see PSiArc already going for the memes. He's getting the Yamato Ken. I don't know if he has any starports with tech labs, but he's getting it anyways just because he can, and getting that snipe on the hatchery as well puts Starkiller down to 2 hatches, of which like basically only 1 combined mining base is left.
Yeah, PSiArc getting so much of the valuable mining. I mean, Starkiller, I don't even think is really mining off of minerals. He has just a couple of patches. He's going to try and pick up a 3rd base here at the front location. But he's still maxed out. He's at 200 supply, and Vipers are good, but they're not that good. They're not bring you back from 100 supply disparity good.
Okay, so I'd love to see him go for the ghosts he already added the tech for, just to EMP those Vipers and secure the victory, but he secured it anyways. Starkiller taps out, and we go into a 3rd match with the score being 1-1.
Beautiful. They're going to go to Pillars of Gold really, hold on quick. Gonna go to Pillars of Gold next. Starkiller gonna take a chance to reload his game. Must be having some issues there. Not a problem. We're gonna make me a referee. And we're gonna take just a quick break here while we wait for Starkiller. Don't go anywhere, folks. Oh, he's already back. Wow. That was really fast.
That was a quick break.
And we're back. Welcome back to the Alpha Pro Series. If it feels like, wow, we didn't even go to a break, that's because we didn't. I do need to invite him to the
You
game.
just enjoyed the ad so much that it seemed like it was a small break, but in reality it was a big break.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, 2 seconds. I need to fix just a couple of things here and get something done production side. Thanks so much for joining us, folks. 60 awesome people here joining us for the Alpha Pro Series number 179. My name is Rushy. I'm here with Black One, and we are bringing you this great ZvT cast of Starkiller versus PSiArc. I needed to make sure that we were set and ready to go. We'll wait and see for Starkiller. Here we go. No, I'm a mess.
Right now.
Oh, I just want to show match history. I just want to do it, I guess.
I want to look into my match history and see I observed those matches.
I just want to be able to tell all my friends that I casted all these cool games, and Starkiller's not letting me do it. Mom, he's being mean to me again. Oh. Alrighty, we are jumping into Pillars of Gold here for map number 3. We are even up 1-1 here in this best of 9 series, so we got a long ways to go. We are gonna get in here. We're gonna look at this overlay and be like, Rushy, the overlay is not quite where it needs to be. And I'm gonna say, what are you talking about? It's beautiful. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Pillars of Gold, our red Terran player, bringing it up 1-1. Looking to take an edge in this series. Give it up for PSiArc.
Hey, and spawning in the top right corner, the one who just lost the match to PSiArc, it is Starkiller.
Okay. Beautiful.
Do you happen to know where he has his name from? Starkiller, that is.
Shoot. So there was like some deep lore with Starkiller right when I got into casting. And it was like a big deal. And I remember knowing all about it, and I've since forgotten. Do you have any information on it?
No, that's why I'm asking. Because I was curious. I know Pig is streaming on an account that's called Starkiller whenever he tries some cheesy and cheeky stuff. And usually when Twitch plays StarCraft, that's when that account gets playtime.
All right.
But other than that, I also know the name because isn't it the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy who's called Starkiller as well?
Yeah. That's his nickname. Is that his actual character name? I don't think that's the actual character name. We're gonna peek that really quick. But you're absolutely right. Because that's Chris Pratt's character.
Right. I was like, he's called Chris, but there are so many Chris's.
Yeah, so the character name is Peter Quill, but yeah, I think you're right. I think he goes by Starkiller in the superhero realm. So yeah, I think you're right. I just remember like when I first started casting, everyone was always like, you have to sing his name, like Starkiller. It's like, so there are like some like tons and tons of the Alpha Pro series, like when it first started out, and Starkiller was one of the main events for most of those, and it's just a whole bunch of Rushy just like terribly going Starkiller 9 times every single matchup.
Oh
And I look back and I go, oh, Rushy, Rushy, what are you doing?
Now I need some guitar riffs behind that and some anime intro.
Oh man,
like right at the end, before the episode starts, you go Starkiller.
I think Sun Lily could come up with a really sick anime graphic opener here, and it just has a whole bunch of like dramatic pans of Zerglings, Hydralisks, Vipers, and then it's just Starkiller as his name screams across the sky. I think we could do it.
And all of them explode.
We'll find out that like the next Alpha Pro Series, 7 of the games is just the players like screaming at each other like Dragon Ball as they just power up.
My hair. Oh my god. Is my hair yellow yet?
What? It's yellow, but I don't have big muscles? Okay.
Just gotta scream more.
We get to the end of game number 1 next time on Dragon Ball Z. More screaming. Ha!
We just cast throughout the matches, and all we say is ah.
I think I would actually commit to the bit at that point. By the way, there's a spire. People are like, Rashi, Black One, talk about the game. There's a spire. Okay, there you go. But anyways, yeah, I think I would commit to the bit. I would get that MP3 of the of just Goku and Vegeta just yelling in the background. I'd make it just soft enough that it doesn't take away from the cast, but it's there and you know it's there. It would either drive you insane or just get you so hyped.
Oh my god. He's at 9,000. He's over 9,000.
He's made 9,000 Zerglings. What 9,000? So here's a real question. How many references do we have to make before the automatic content ID system goes, wait a minute, this is Dragon Ball. They're replaying a Dragon Ball episode, and content claims it. It's like, wait a minute, hold on,
Rashi,
the manual review, get it in here. Oh, say hello to my little friend. Okay, I suppose we should actually talk about this game here. There are 8 Mutalisks coming out on the map at the 5-minute mark, so I guess this game's getting interesting enough to talk about. Behind this, I mean, PSiArc is actually only on 2 base. Oh, he's got that third. Okay, so he does have a third base. What does he have to deal with this? He really doesn't have a whole lot. He's got 5 Marines and a Viking. How's that going to fare against 10 Mutalisks?
Well, now he has 3 Vikings. What you gonna do now? And he has some Widow Mines, which are going to be great to zone out those Mutalisks until those turrets are done. Until then, well, it already happened. No buts.
Man, when would we have learned about the building of these units? It's not like we've had 6 minutes to pay attention to the game, so I don't even understand how we missed those Widow Mines being made, but we'll have to talk about that later. We're gonna have to sleuth that one out later on. We do have 1-1 on the way for bio. Those engineering bays getting added into the front wall. PSiArc is gonna move out here and try and get a position in, but look at all of his mineral count here. What's he going to dump that into? It looks like it's going to be a couple of medevacs. He's going to pick up some more Marines and build behind this. So not a bad situation here. Both players getting out to their third bases relatively at the same time.
So I like the Roach follow-up for Starkiller, because you know there are a lot of Widow Mines, and you know there are Hellions still in play, and with the armory it's gonna be Hellbats. I'll call it right now. Don't add me. But if you go for a Baneling follow-up, you will have to deal with those. And now PSiArc decides to go across the map at least a little bit. I wonder if he's going to abuse the fact that there's a low high ground. Oh my god, those Vikings.
Yeah, this is kind of an interesting situation here. Yeah, the Vikings getting way out of position. He's going to trade away 3 of those. And behind this is just going to be tons of Roach Ravager. I don't know that PSiArc has enough to deal with this. Some very good bios going to connect with a good chunk of the army. Some more bio does stream on forward, but Starkiller just has so much.
Yeah, PSiArc didn't get the scouting in to react to those Roaches and Ravagers. He's pulling the boys right now, but also calls GG and taps out.
Now, Who said that Starkiller likes to play with cheeky timing attacks at the beginning of this series? I think it was you, Black One. I think you alerted us to that. So I'm very glad to see that your prediction paid off here.
Hey.
Alrighty. So we are going to get into our next map here, and I'm gonna remember. I'm gonna be a big boy caster, and I'm gonna remember to delete that match history so Starkiller doesn't yell at me. But we are going to shout out one of our sponsors here in G Fuel. G Fuel, bringing lots of content and opportunity here to the Alpha Pro Series and everything that we do here at Alpha X. Bringing back some of the classic flavors here, bubblegum being one of their newest flavors in a large line of energy products. So do feel free to check out G Fuel, the official drink of esports, as we get into map number 4. It's going to be on Ice and Chrome. I really like this map. We'll talk more about kind of the map layout, because I want to get your opinion, Black One, on what the map pool looks like. But we are already into our game. So let's go ahead and get at it as we get set up on the top side of Ice and Chrome, spawning in top right-hand corner. Our blue Zerg player playing for Alpha X. Give it up for Starkiller.
And occupying the bottom side, it is the red Terran, who just lost to a lot of roaches and ravagers. It is PSiArc.
I think Pearlescent's calling us out here, Black One. She says that only real DBZ fans know it's 8,000, not 9,000. But I don't even think we have time to talk about that. We're just going to say, we see you, Pearlescent. We see you. But this is going to be a double cheeky play here. So it's just 2 barracks right now. So it's not an overcommitment from PSiArc, but Starkiller is going to feel really good when his drone gets across the map and he goes, I already have a spawning pool.
Please tell me he's going to proxy a hatch as well.
Doesn't look like it.
That hatch, oh, come on, you could have proxied that one. Is he going to cancel it and build a proxy hatchery with this one? You see there are no barracks. Come on, make me a happy man.
Well, yeah, and Starkiller is actually one of the players that kind of popularized that in 2018 and 2019. I mean, just going and building the hatchery right in your opponent's natural. But how is PSiArc going to respond to this? I mean, he's committing into the bunker play here at the natural, but there are already 6 lings across the way. I don't think he's going to have enough time to be able to put down this wall.
No, the wall will be breached by those Zerglings, and PSiArc needs to make a decision right now. Is he going to defend at home with those SCVs and focus on that? Or is he trying, or is he going for that hatchery cancel at the natural of Starkiller? We see a huge supply block already, so no additional Marines coming in for PSiArc. I love the choice of going for those, because the SCVs will most likely fight your Zerglings to the death, just like they are doing right now. And supply blocking the Terran player will just delay anything of their choosing.
I mean, this is Starkiller basically saying, you are going to cheese me. You are going to cheese me. I will show you the meaning of cheese. And Starkiller making a very quick game number 4 over his opponent. And this is what I expected out of our Starkiller.
This is StarCraft!
What? You're allowed to make 1 billion different units and use all sorts of combinations to attack your opponent in unique and interesting ways? Now I'll just make 6 Zerglings. No big deal.
Well, did you expect it? Did you see it coming?
Oh, I absolutely saw that coming at some point in the series, because it's just what Starkiller is so stinking good at. Absolutely love his play style, and he does such a good job. There's a reason why he is a good force in the North American StarCraft scene. So We are going to jump on to map number 5. It's going to be Eternal Empire. We are slowly working our way through the map pool here. This is a best of 9, so if PSiArc is able to take these next couple of games, more than likely will position us into a map refresh. If we go into game number 8, all of our maps are back available again, so our players will be able to tap into that. It is also always loser's pick, so that map 8 I've learned very, very important in the best of 9 series, because if you are down, you can then pick a map that you probably won on over the course of the series and give yourself a better advantage. But we will actually talk about those maps here in just a moment. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Eternal Empire, our red Terran player. He's looking for a couple more wins here, wants to get himself back into this series. Give it up for PSiArc.
And spawning as the blue Zerg player, it is the killer of the stars. It is Alpha X's very own Starkiller.
Starkiller. Oh, it's still early. I can't quite get up there. I gotta like go through a whole set of vocal warm-ups and all sorts of stuff. So.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol.
Exactly. I mean, we could go through the whole Sound of Music Do a Deer or at this point. I would love that. But that's Austria, so I would be remiss. I didn't make that joke because you are from Germany. Like I would be remiss to make sure. Like I know that's Austria, and Austria and Germany not the same thing. I've been to both places. Very beautiful countries.
Yeah, you're right. Australia is somewhere else.
Australia, my favorite country. Good day, mate. Man, I didn't realize that they were so far apart yet. You could drive to both of them? What? It's crazy.
It's just a couple of hours.
just a short little drive here. Okay, so let's actually talk about the maps here. So I made the illusion on Ice and Chrome that I really like the map and the map pool in general, but talk to me a little bit, Black One, about your take on the map pool so far in Season 2 of 2020.
Okay, so I played all the maps already. From all those maps combined, I actually think Pillars of Gold is my favorite one. Just because there's at least one third base I can take. For Ice and Chrome, I feel like as soon as I take either one of those third bases, my natural is just so exposed to run-bys, and the Zerg is just going to run around. So will the Protoss player. What else do we have? We have Submarine. It's a great bio map, great for bio tank because there are a lot of sweet tank positions. Did I miss any?
How about Death Aura? We've already had Death Aura, but
I hate that map. Now I know why I didn't remember it.
There we go. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I know our players at the very beginning when I informed them that Death Aura was going to be our first map. I think both players kind of went, "Oh,
not that map.
Not that map." So is it the acceleration zones that make that different and not enjoyable for you, or is there something else?
Okay, so as a Terran player, something that's not enjoyable for me is that the main base is just so small. You fit in like 5 barracks and it's done. You can't fit anything else in there. I think for a Zerg player like Starkiller, who might go for a cheeky Nidus play as well, the size of that base will haunt you as well. Other than that, your 3rd and 4th base are just so far apart, even though the 4th base of each choosing is kind of safe. You just don't get the army that quick to defend in both locations. I think aggressive playstyles are favored with those acceleration zones in theory, but the map is just so big that your army and whichever unit will take for an eternity to get across, which makes aggressive playstyle, unless you are Zerg or like have Phoenix and boosted medivacs, just so much harder. But let's get back into this game because I actually like Eternal Empire. There's a spire being built and it's almost done for Starkiller.
Yeah, by the way, thank you for the map analysis. I do appreciate it. I think that's a lot of interesting content, and I think that's some of what gets lost on some of our casting is we've got so many great people that can bring a lot of perspective to the game, so I do appreciate that. But you're absolutely right. There is a spire out on the map. We do have 8 Mutalisks coming in here. And PSiArc hasn't had a chance to see that just yet. Only now is he going to get in far enough to try and see that. And these are going to pop almost on time. Oh, it's going to cost him a lot of drones, though. Is he going to get double digits? No, but 9 is going to be enough. And when you're already only on 2 base economy, that is pretty strong damage, especially when the scout goes down almost immediately. So what's going to be on the back side of this? We do have some turrets on the way. I think if Starkiller goes right in and doesn't wait, he can get on top of that, but it is going to be really close.
More importantly, he can get on top of the production line, and we don't see as many units that can actually fight against Air Force for PSiArc. He has the turrets in the natural now. I think he also added one in his production, but Starkiller is already looking for the follow-up, it seems.
Yeah, he's not able to get the damage done that he wants and or needs, I guess, really, at this point. A couple more Vikings will be out once again to push away those mutas. The third base is going to go down, and I think this is really interesting play by Starkiller. I mean, delaying this third base so long to get into this series. Normally, you see that as a Zerg player, and it's like, that feels like a death sentence. I mean, it feels like you're 2 base all inning, and you're not going to be able to transition if you don't get devastating damage done. But I mean, Starkiller has done this in 3 out of his 4 games, and he's won all 3 of them. So definitely a build order that he feels confident with. He does over drone at the natural, so once that third base goes down, he does have the production to get there almost immediately. So very interesting to see a different play style from our Zerg player.
Yeah, like, never change a winning team, right? If you already won once with the Roach follow-up, why not try the second time? He won't expect the third time as well. So keep an eye on that strategy in the follow-up to this match.
Starkiller is very good with his muta control, picking off workers here and there, making that very annoying for PSiArc to deal with. It is going to be a bio push across the map. No tanks with this particular push. This has just Widow Mines and is that one lonely Marauder? I think so.
Well, one Marauder to rule them all, right?
one Widow Mine to guide them?
Yeah. 3 were given to the Terrans.
Ah, yes. 3 were given to the Terran to rule over their dominion. The Roaches come forward here, are going to be able to engage on top of this. Widow Mines won't be as effective against the Roaches. They do soften them up pretty nicely, though, so that will help out, but the Mutas get brought into the fight as well. Starkiller able to get on top of this, and the Mutalisk will be able to push this off. So a good hold by Starkiller. And, I mean, look at that army supply, 80 to 38. My goodness, Starkiller just has this build down pat.
While I am impressed by the 80 army supply, we should not forget that it's Roaches, and they blowed up your supply and army supply as well. If PSiArc gets that nice position, and he has a tank, second and third, he has a bunker, second and third bunker are coming in, 2 factories for that tank production. I think he should be fine. But that's a lot of Ravagers.
Yeah, the Ravager count's going to make this very, very difficult to hold. These Biles are going to reign supreme. And there they go. The first bunker is going to get immediately lit up. It just completely erased from the map. It does get kind of choked up here, so these Ravagers aren't able to all engage at the same time, and I think Starkiller does need to keep all of this together. Bile's going to continue raining down. The 4th base does get canceled, so that's a good bit of damage here for Starkiller. 10 workers going to get killed on the backside of this. Roaches get pulled into the worker line to deal more damage, and that's all it's going to be, folks. Starkiller moving himself to match point in this best of 9 series.
I think what you need to do there, as if you are in this position as PSiArc, you just immediately sack your third base, because you know that there's no fourth base behind this for Starkiller, and you won't be able to hold it right there. Then you need those tanks a lot earlier. We were just seeing them popping out at the very end, and like without those tanks, those Ravagers will just eat your bunkers, and there's nothing really you can do about it.
Yeah, and don't get PSiArc wrong here, folks. PSiArc's playing really, really strong game. I just think it seems like Starkiller happens to have a playstyle that is very counteractive to what PSiArc is comfortable playing, and that's not a bad thing. I think that just kind of happens. We do need to take an opportunity here because we are on match point to talk about some of our great sponsors. Of course, we talked about G Fuel. They do such a great job of setting us up for great events like the Alpha Pro Series here on play.africatv.com/alphaxsc2. Of course, we have all sorts of great Twitch content as well. You can find us at Twitch under the same handle. If you do enjoy catching all of these videos outside of normal streaming times, you can find all of these VODs up on YouTube under the same handle as well. Of course, check out our Matcherino at the top of the chat. It's a great opportunity to get that done here as we are possibly on match point as we get set and rolling into game number 6. Use the code APS179 to add 50 cents to the prize pool for free. Of course, if you want to go above and beyond that and contribute your own amount, you can certainly do so as we get into our next game here. So now PSiArc is fighting for his tournament life here. It is going to be on Submarine. Now, Submarine was a map that you had mentioned that you said you really like, Black One. Talk to me from a Terran perspective. If you were PSiArc, what are you going to dial up here to keep yourself in this best of 9 series?
Okay, so first of all, what you're going to do is not push out with those 2 medivacs like he did in the last game, because we've seen Starkiller go for those really aggressive timings with roaches, or unless scout before you do it. What you want to do is maybe go for 3 CC 8 barracks kind of ready push. Because the map is so short, your units just get to the other side super fast, and denying the 4th or 3rd base for Starkiller will just put him so far behind that it's your game to take after that.
Well, we're going to have to see if PSiArc dials up any of those ideas and strategies here, but here we are on Submarine, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner on match point. Our blue Zerg playing for Alpha X. Give it up for Starkiller.
And spawning as the red Terran player, he's currently down 3-1? 4-1?
4-1.
4-1. Oh, he has to bring it back right now. It is PSiArc.
And I'm having a brief moment here. I'm certain this is a 4-1 scoreboard right now because it was Eternal Empire, and it was Ice and Chrome, and it was Death Aura.
And
there's one more map. What map
Everdream?
And Everdream. No, Everdream went to PSiArc. Is this map number 5? Am I really like? Am I goofing up right now?
Wait, the 12th pool was on
Ice and Chrome.
On Ice and Chrome. Eternal Empire?
Yep,
what map did we not play?
Oh, my brain. My brain kind of hurts right now. What am I missing? We haven't played Golden Wall.
Okay.
I think that's our only map we haven't played.
Yeah, we played 2 those maps. Oh my god.
I'm gonna reach out. Chat, help. I'm dumb.
Oh, please. And we don't have a match history to look how many.
Oh, well, I could easily just take a look at the replays. Seeing as nobody is really vehemently responding to this, I think we're okay. But, like, I've never doubted myself more than I do, like, in this exact moment. We do have some interesting stuff happening here while we do wait. He's going to pick off that SCV. So those Zerglings delaying that natural by a little bit here.
We forgot about Pillars of Gold.
Oh, there it was. Okay, so we are on match point. So we are safe. Pillars of Gold has already been a map that we've played. So okay. Woo! I got nervous there for a moment.
Oh, man. Those maps. Especially with the new map pool, you're like, okay, which map did we play? Which map didn't we play? What's the name of that map? It's just too much, man.
Oh, man. So many great Alpha X admin in the chat right now, and I can see that they left us high and dry here. Thanks, folks. Thanks, guys. Love you. No. I'm only kidding here. It was all calculated. Just trying to add a little bit of drama to our production today. So, PSiArc is going to get in here and get some nice damage done with this early Hellion harass, taking out 7 workers almost immediately. Behind this, I mean, it is a really early lair. There is Roach speed on the way. I mean, this has worked out really well for Starkiller in multiple games in this series. Can he make it work one more time off of losing 7 drones? I'm not sure.
So, PSiArc came in with 2 Hellions. It wasn't like big amount, it was 2 Hellions. He got 7 drone kills, and now he's looking to just play it super safe. He got some tech labs, he has 2 additional barracks coming. His command center isn't super early, it's just right. Is that a bunker?
That's an engineering bunker.
Oh, what? I guess. He's getting those engineering bays out. Tank is already being produced, so he should be super safe right now. And Starkiller will just play catch up right now. Is that a... Wait. That is a drop overlord.
Hello, Dropper Lord. Yeah, so this is a very interesting game that we're showing you here. Starkiller going up to a very quick army count, 42 to 18. I think he's just gonna rush with these roaches. I mean, Submarine's a rather small map, so it's not hard to get across. But I will admit that this is a very, very fast play here. If PSiArc doesn't respond appropriately, this could catch him off. Could catch him off kilter here. But we are going to see Burrow. Do we have tunneling claws? There are no tunneling claws at this point.
So. But I love the Burrow play. I love it so much. Actually, I was thinking about, okay, you drop roaches into the main base, and every time the Terran tries to clear them out, you just burrow them. But he's going for, I'll just drop. Oh, it's Queens. Oh,
it is Queens. How did I miss that? How did we both miss that? That's a good catch here. Okay,
oh, he's flying towards the tank.
Oh yeah, these Queens.
Those Queens.
I mean, if this isn't the biggest flex that a Zerg player could do, I don't know what is. There is still 1 tank on the high ground though, and that is getting a lot of damage. There is no high ground vision yet, but now the Ravagers will be able to see that, and that's all she wrote, folks. GG is called, and Starkiller with the 5-1 victory over his opponent. GG, well played to both. And congratulations to Starkiller.
It's only fitting that the royalty takes that last game, because those Queens on top of the tank really made it work.
Outstanding play by both of our players, but congratulations to Starkiller for being the Alpha Pro Series number 179 champion. Going out in style again, bringing the royalty. It's only fitting that the queen sit on her throne at the end of the series. And that is going to be it for our cast today. A very quick series here. Both of our players walking home with a portion of our prize pool, and it's very important that we help contribute to that. So check out that Matcherino link in the chat. Use that code APS179. We have codes that we would like to get used. So if everyone in the chat right now uses that code on your way out the door, that would help us out so much. So we're very, very appreciative of all of that. Of course, once again, a big shout out to our sponsor, G Fuel, for helping fund events like these. Very glad to work with them. And I guess that's going to do it for us, Black One. Any final words here before we sign off?
Well, to all those ladder heroes out there, if you are a Zerg player and you're looking to get your hands on some replays and builds, make sure to go to Matcherino and get the replay pack. It's right there. Take it.
Yeah. Black One, if we want to catch more of your content, where can we find you?
I recently renamed my Twitch channel to Black One SC2 because I figured that's a lot easier to find. Other than that, I'll be in the Discord for Alpha X, so if anyone wants to have a talk or anything similar, let me know. I'm all there.
Awesome. And you can go ahead and catch me at a couple of different places. I've been catching the BJ Destruction League here on play.africatv.com/alphaxsc2, and the playoffs starting tomorrow. That'll be at 5 o'clock Central Daylight Time in North America. So some very, very great teams playing for a good chunk of prize money as we get into the GSL Season 2. Of course, you can also find me at twitter.com/rushysc if you want to catch more casting. I'll be casting the EU qualifiers for the DreamHack Summer Tour. That'll be happening in about 3 hours on twitch.tv/rushysc. But for now, thank you so much, Black One, for casting with me. Great analysis and contributions as always. But for now, on behalf of my partner, we will say so long. My name is Rushy. This is Black One. We will see you in the future for the next Alpha Pro Series event. Have a great day or evening wherever you're at. Take care and see you.